This is a video that I've wanted to make for a while. I've known I needed to make it and to talk about it because all of you viewers discuss it all the time. But I try to stay out of it, and I think a lot of other content creators do as well, just because it's not really worth the trouble. Usually if you're going to get down and dirty, if you're going to talk about this type of thing, you want to be calling out one particular person and then clickbait the crap out of it, put their face in the thumbnail, and ruin their entire year with the mob that you generate. And I don't want to do that. That's not what I want this video or this discussion to be. And if you followed this channel for any length of time, you'll know that that's not how I do things. So finally, I just decided it was time to address it and discuss all of this. Because I think it's important, and I think it's true what's being said about a lot of these creators who focus on the negative overwhelmingly. And I don't think you should be ashamed of discussing something that's true or that you feel strongly about. I am here with my cat Finley. You might see his tail poke up every once in a while. He might bring his face into frame eventually, but he's just sitting on my lap, just out of view. So he's going to be with me as we discuss this topic today. But I feel, oh, there he is. I feel as though it's important to call out the overwhelming negativity that's completely dominated the gaming journalist industry for the last 2 or 3 years. Now, there's always been a lot of pessimism and negativity in the gaming space. I think it just comes with the territory of having a lot of online debate surrounding these topics. But specifically, several of the largest gaming YouTubers who tend to form a lot of opinion and be opinion leaders in the true sense of the word. A lot of what they say forms the basis of a lot of people's opinions moving forward. One of the things about, for instance, Boogie2988 was that back in 2013, 2014, when he was at his peak, he was forming a lot of opinions for a lot of different gamers and doing a lot of good in that. Say what you will about him now, but he was doing a lot of good. Don't push on that, buddy. He's trying to bite cables. Don't bite the cable. You're cute, but you don't get to do that. And that is a double-edged sword, because it's good when they call out good behavior, but it's also bad when they start calling out negative things that aren't really negative or that aren't worthy of being hated upon. And when there's just this nonstop barrage of negativity that dominates everything they do, to the point where gamers lose sight of what this industry is really about and what is going on within the industry, and they start to feel as though everything's negative. All these companies are monstrous and are just doing terrible things all the time. EA did this huge, terrible, disastrous thing, or the huge scandal, or whatever it may be that they throw in the thumbnail to get the clicks. And the thing is, it works. And as a YouTuber, I can appreciate the drive for clicks, because that's all we do. People get on YouTubers' cases for clickbait because they're like, how could you clickbait? Well, kind of the definition of what a YouTuber's job is to do. A YouTuber's job is to get you to click on their videos and hopefully to watch them and enjoy them, but to get you to click on them. If they were able to come up with a topic and a thumbnail and a title that baited you into clicking it, isn't that kind of a good thing? Like, you're the one that clicked on it. Nobody made you click on the video. I never really understood that outrage over clickbait. Like deceptive, he whacked the mic. Deceptive clickbait, of course, is a bad thing, but I think that's not really what's being discussed here. But that's all beside the point. The point is that these guys, they make their channels on discussing gaming topics and the gaming industry, but overwhelmingly their content is always negative, because negativity is what gets the clicks, and they focus entirely on that. And I would hope that they would have the integrity to recognize this reality, because I think eventually you kind of get blinders on and you lose sight of what's actually happening. You're making all this content, you're just pumping it out, getting tons of views and making a good chunk of change while you're doing it. And you kind of lose sight of the fact that, I'm kind of a negative Nancy. I'm a Debbie Downer. I'm actually bringing down the quality of the discussion that we can have as gamers in this community, because now if I ever compliment EA, all of my viewers are going to get on my case for praising this terrible company that did the huge scandal and just did terrible things. And I I think it's important to regain that perspective, because I think you owe it to the viewers to maintain positivity and to call out the bad, yes, but also call out the good, and to recognize that the industry is not a non-stop disaster. This industry is amazing. There's incredible artists that work on every single project that we all know and love, and that deserve a lot of praise just as much as all of the negativity that's dished out. And there are some creators that just do a phenomenal job of balancing that out. You can look at even somebody like Carrick from ACG. I've been on podcasts with him. I've talked to him over Twitter DMs. He's a fantastic dude. His content's amazing. And he always balances out calling out crappy companies for doing crappy stuff, but he also has series like Walk the Walk, or where he's just breaking down how games work, or he interviews developers from all over the world who've made incredible titles to bring positivity with the negativity. But what you see with a lot of these bigger guys that have come up just recently is that they focus purely on the negative. They probably have one or two franchises or series that they talk very positively about, and they just kind of ride that wave until the game launches. And then they go about their merry way, and they keep really negative about a bunch of other stuff. And then they compliment a couple series here and there that they see really drive a lot of attention. Like, I don't think it's any mystery that if your channel is built on negativity and calling out terrible companies, you're probably going to make videos that nonstop criticize Bethesda, EA, Activision, Blizzard. They're all very easy targets, to be perfectly honest. And then you occasionally do a video that praises and hypes up like Cyberpunk. And you do that, you're pretty well and truly set for a pretty successful gaming YouTube channel. However, my problem with it is that the industry is far more complex than that, and I don't think the industry is as formulaic as that. I think you got to have the integrity to call out the bad when there's bad, but also to call out the good when there's good, not just ignore it because it happens to come from a firm or a company that you don't actively support, or that doesn't drive as much attention and positive clicks. And the thing is about this conversation, of the like overwhelming negativity and just depressive, exhaustive pessimism that is so pervasive on YouTube in the gaming space, is that as I've described this, I guarantee you probably have one of these people in mind. I haven't said any channel names. I haven't said anybody's name. I haven't called out anybody. But you know who I'm talking about. Which to me proves the point. Because if you know who I'm talking about, in my mind, that serves as verification that there's a problem. Because I haven't had to even specify, and yet you're able to identify who I'm talking about. Which shows pretty clearly that their actions are transparently that which I've described. So what's the point of this? I mean, like I said, I don't want to ruin anybody's day or week or month or year. 2020 has been a crapshoot to begin with. I don't want to make anybody's life any more difficult, but I do think that there is something to be said for positivity in this space, because the gaming industry is phenomenal. It's a magical industry, and I mean that truly and honestly. I love this industry, and I don't like seeing it overwhelmed with all of this negativity and pessimism. I think we can do better. I really do. Like, I don't understand why every conversation about everything has to be so negative, so pessimistic, so defeatist, so nihilistic. Like, this is an incredible time to be a gamer. There is so much to be excited about. I honestly do not understand why every single video that these guys put out has to be focused on the huge, terrible disappointment, that this company did, or the gigantic horrible scandal that this company perpetrated because they deducted losses on their taxes, which was one thing that one of these individuals did. Made an entire video discussing and calling out a company for deducting business losses incurred in years previous on their taxes. Like, what? Like, are you thick? Not like American, like thick, where you got the big katunkus and that makes you attractive, but like thick in the European sense, where you're just dim-witted. Like, it boggles my mind that somebody could try to turn that into a scandal. Like, what do you want them to do? Pay more in taxes than they are obligated to? Like, what? How does that make any sense? Like, you're a bad person because you took your tax refund. You should have returned that to the IRS and just paid it back. You bigot. Like, what? Like, you don't make any sense at all. That's the level of comprehension of business that these guys are operating on most of the time. Some of them are very sharp, very smart, which is why it bugs me, because I know they're better than this. And I know they're smarter than these baseless accusations and things that they throw out, and that they base their channels on. And I have confidence in the gaming industry that this will pass and that we'll kind of move on and positivity will come back, and then the pendulum will swing back and we'll get back into negativity again, and I'll make a video like this all over again. But I feel the need to call it out and to address it. Sorry for all the cat hair that's flying everywhere. Finley sheds like crazy. Like that. Look at that. Look at that. Damn, dude, I got to brush you out. You've probably noticed it prior to me mentioning it in the video, but that's what that is. I understand this is a tough conversation to have, but I want to throw it out there. And I am in a very beneficial and unique position, because while I run this YouTube channel, it's very successful and I have lots of you guys to thank for it. I mean, I would not be here without you guys. I'm not financially dependent on this channel. You know, like, I have another job that I work on the side, or technically, I guess I work this on the side. Like, YouTube is technically a hobby for me. Yeah, it's a hobby that's very successful and that makes me money, be completely transparent with you. But this is not, like, if this went away tomorrow, I'd be sad. And I would hope that at least some of you would be a little bummed out. But I'd be fine. Finley would be fine. Vil, my lizard behind me back there, he'd be fine. My fiance, Nikki, we'd be fine. I have other pots on the stove. So I don't really fear the repercussions for talking about something that I think is very important to talk about. I'll call them out if I think that they're involved in some BS, and hopefully they call me out if they think I'm involved in some BS, and we can bring the standard of discussion up. I just don't think it makes any sense to ignore the problem of pervasive pessimism and negativity in the industry and in the commentary and discussions surrounding it, just to avoid confrontation. Because I honestly do think that it brings our industry down into the mud, and I think we're better than that. I really do. But I'll stop rambling at that point. Let me know all of your thoughts on this in the comment section below. I am really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. And I'm interested to see who you guys think I'm talking about. But chances are, if you have somebody that popped into your mind, yes. Chances are, yes. But again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Finley and I could use it. The stats are pretty clear of the people that watch a video like this. About 7% of them are subscribers. The overwhelming majority of people watching this video right now, maybe even you, probably even you, are not subscribers, but you've watched my stuff before. So give it, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt anything at all. Plus, then you get more videos like this and some more elaborate critiques. Speaking of, I am working on my Last of Us Part 2 critique. I'll have a Nit Grit episode out shortly that will be breaking down kind of my Spark Notes thoughts, kind of a mini critique, I guess. But the full critique is in the works, and it's going to be massive. I don't know when it's going to be out because there is so much damn work to do, but I will be working on it. Trust me. Finley will help me with it. No doubt there. But thank you for watching. Honestly and truly, I appreciate it. I appreciate you if you've made it this far. I love all of you more than you could possibly know. And I'll see you in the next episode of Even Stevens or the next Net Grid or Critique or whatever you happen to watch right after this. I can't control your actions. Do what you will. I may never see you again. Let's be honest. Truly, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.